大家好，好歡迎大家收睇由教育及青年發展局主辦嘅各地升學資訊及公開試講解會德國場次。我係教青局嘅 Karen。咁為咗讓我哋本澳嘅學生了解多啲澳門以外地區嘅升學資訊，我哋已經係第12年舉辦呢一個活動啦。今年呢，我哋同樣準備咗唔同主題嘅場次啦，希望可以為大家咧提供多一啲升學資訊㗎。咁今日我哋好榮幸咧邀請到香港歌德學院嘅幾位代表啦，係擔任主講嘉賓，為大家咧介紹下德國升學嘅資訊㗎。咁我哋而家馬上將時間交俾佢哋啦。
Hello everyone, thank you for joining us and for watching the video on Germany as a study destination. I'm here today with 3 colleagues. The first is Katrin Bode, who will be talking about studying in Germany and how to apply to universities. Eva Korb from the Goethe Institute, and she will be talking about German language acquisition and which diplomas you need to enter German universities. Katrin Bode, by the way, is the representative for the German Academic Exchange Service in Hong Kong. And here with me is my dear colleague Iris, who has studied in Germany and who will share about her experience studying in Germany. My name is Manuel. I work at the German consulate in the cultural section, and I'm very happy to be able to present Germany as a study destination together with my colleagues. I will be starting, so it's not ladies first today, sorry about that, but let's get right to it. So we often get asked by Hong Kong and Macau students, why should I choose Germany as a study destination? And I have a few tongue-in-cheek answers for you here. Well, maybe you want to drive a German car, you say the Mercedes there on the German Autobahn without a speed limit, which is still possible. Maybe you want to try some German foods like our sausages or brezel, which is my favorite food in the world, almost, I think. Then maybe you want to visit some of our traditional festivals like the Carnival in Cologne, you can see here, where people are wearing costumes. Or maybe you want to go to some of the beautiful sites we have, like the Schloss Neuschwanstein, you can see here. However, Germany has also changed a bit in the last couple of years, and these stereotypical images don't really fit the modern Germany that much anymore, because instead of cars, students especially, and lots of people use their bikes to get around town because it's easier to find a parking space, and they care about the environment. Instead of traditional German foods, or additional to traditional German foods, people like to eat Döner kebab, which was introduced by Turkish immigrants to Germany. And also there are lots of vegetarians now because, again, they care about the environment. Apart from the traditional festivals, we also have rock music festivals like Rock am Ring and lots of other modern music festivals. And if you don't like looking at old castles a lot, maybe you want to visit the Gamescom in Cologne, which is the biggest computer game fair in Europe. So these are some impressions of Germany that might interest you. I also have some factual evidence why Germany is a good place to go for your studies. We are in the top 10 when it comes to living conditions, democratic norms, and we are quite highly developed, so you can have a really good life in Germany while studying. On the map here, which is Germany, you see the bigger cities like Berlin, Hamburg, and Munich, even though to Hong Kongers and even, I think maybe for people in Macau, they might seem quite small compared to the cities we have around here. But all of these cities on the map are in the top 50 of the cities with the highest quality of life in the world. And all of them are actually university cities. So you can study all across Germany, not just in the bigger cities like Berlin. Germany is also a very popular study destination. So in the city that I studied in Mainz, I had friends from all over the world, and it's really a very international atmosphere. And I really, really like that. And you could enjoy this as well. Germany is also the #2 immigration nation in the world, and the German government actively encourages the immigration of skilled workers and also students. So we really want you to come to Germany and study in our country. There's also, I think, quite interesting for people here, a good work-life balance. We have a 41-hour work week in general and 30 annual leave days. So there's lots of free time to do things that you like to do as well, apart from working. if you should decide to stay in Germany after your studies, for example. There's also a very diverse student life. I already said that I had lots of friends from all around the world because we are such a popular study destination for international students. There are also international offices at all the universities that help international students to get around, to get settled. Lots of student bars, parties, sports activities, clubs. The image in the lower corner here is the bar Schon Schön, which was my student bar in Mainz, and I spent a lot of good nights there with my international friends. So you can really look forward to enjoying your time. And of course, Germany has many cultural and natural wonders to discover as well. So lots of interesting things to do. Another reason to choose Germany is our strong economy. Germany has a lot of famous brands like Adidas or Mercedes, for example. But the backbone of the German economy are really the hidden champion companies and the small and medium-sized businesses. What does hidden champion mean? Champion because they are leaders in their field of expertise in the world, and hidden because they are not as well known as the bigger brands like Adidas or Mercedes. And these are often family-owned and run businesses, and they have low worker turnover rates. People really love working there. Both of my brothers work in companies like this, and they always tell me that they would never change their job because it's so well organized and good for them. And they also think and plan for decades into the future. Now, why am I talking about this for you as a potential student? These companies offer great internship opportunities during your studies, and also, should you decide to stay in Germany, great work opportunities after your studies. The tunnel you see being built there is actually in Hong Kong. That's the tunnel from Central to Sha Tin. Now that travel is possible again, you can come to Hong Kong and see for yourself. And that's the company Herrenknecht, which is a German company and a hidden champion company that did that. Then we always say that Germany, or studying in Germany, is the smart choice for you. Why do we say that? First of all, you get a very high quality education. Many German universities are in the international rankings. However, you get this high quality because of a very high government funding rate for quite a low cost. So there are low to no tuition fees for international students and German students as well, and a comparatively low cost of living as well. And this is, I know that in some parts of Hong Kong and also Macau, no cost sometimes means low quality, but I really want to stress that is not the case in Germany. It's just the high government funding rate that makes it possible to allow students to study without paying tuition fee. You can also study in English if you are too scared of the German language. However, don't be scared. There's the Goethe Institute in Hong Kong where you could do a course to learn German. And there are also 2,200 study programs conducted in English in Germany, and this number is increasing every year. I've been doing this for almost 4 years now, and it started at 1,500, I think, and now it's at 2,200 already. It also offers you a future. There are lots of job opportunities in Germany, as I mentioned. And after graduation, you also have the offer to stay in Germany for 18 months to find a suitable job. And I think that's a great offer by the German government. Now I will hand over to Katrin, who will talk about the German degree system.
Okay, thanks a lot, Manuel, for this nice introduction. And I just want to make it very short. We have like basically in a secondary school leaving certificate, which is decentralized. It's not centralized like in China or Hong Kong or Macau. And then we go to the university, which more or less is the same like in other countries, right? So yes, it's very compatible. So now the conditions for students from Macau, this is what I think will you interest most, because you have, if you are in an international school, you have an IB, then you can directly access. But if you don't, I think this is one of the questions which might be come up, then you have to finish the school. You have like your 12-year school education, and you have been accepted by a Macau or a Hong Kong university. If you have this, then you can apply to German universities. Of course, you have to have a certain level. You cannot get below the average. So there are so many universities, 107. This was they will not change that often, like Manuel said. That's a lot of programs change a lot, but universities are not easy to build up. So there are in total 107, and they focus very much on theoretical knowledge. Like you might know, there have been like these really old universities, Heidelberg, which is something like 600 years old. And so very traditional, very theoretical, very, deep knowledge. They have compulsory courses, but also many electives. And they are stressed on research. And sometimes they are very large, which might be something which will deter you from going there, because it's, like 50,000 students and huge rooms, and it's hard to find your way. Even though, of course, if you are interested in deep learning, then this is exactly the right place to go. And if you like these old stuff, like this Heidelberg and Göttingen, then it's nice. Of course, there are music, art, and film colleges, which, like probably all over the world, you have to have some, have to submit some portfolio. You don't have the direct admission, and it's a focus on practical application. And you have the same degrees, bachelor, master, like everything else. University of Applied Sciences. This is something which is in Austria, in Switzerland, and in Germany. They have this concept about a university which does do the theoretical thing, but at the same time does some practical work and is closer to the companies. Manuel just mentioned the hidden champions, and a lot of these small, medium-sized companies have close contacts to these universities of applied sciences, because the people who have a degree of one of these universities are usually very eager to work, and the skills they learn during their university life might be better, might be more compatible to go directly into the workforce. So focus on practical things. This is what you have to think of. But they have a bachelor and a master, like the big universities as well. Then there is this dual study program, which means that you can, this is like really dual. This is half you're in the company and half you are in university and do the theoretical. But the whole time you are in the company and already work and already get some money. And of course, you have very good chances to enter the labor market. Okay, now we talked, and Manuel just talked about the big governmental spending, which, by the way, just a small hint, this is why this is one reason why our taxes are so high. We have very high taxes, but we have free admission to universities. So this is why sometimes people ask me, why do we have so high taxes? Okay, of course, we do have private universities, and of course, they have to fund themselves. So they do have tuition. And if you decide to do that, which might be, for whatever reason, it might be a very good choice, then please always make sure that you are recognized by public authorities, because if not, then you have a degree which is not worth much. Like I said, I mean, I saw that the cheapest is 2,000 euro per academic year, and the highest is 30,000 per academic year. Good. Okay. And so Manuel mentioned this. We have international programs. They are usually taught in English. More and more, we have this as a tendency, which does not. You don't have to have German language skills, even though I would very strongly advise you to learn some German. But usually you do have to prove your sufficiency in English by EILTS or TOEFL. Okay, so this is a screenshot. It just was highlighted. This DAAD, German Academic Exchange Service. They list all these international programs. International program means taught in English. So go to this website and you feel this. So how to apply? There is this one website, UniAssist, which means they will lead you through the steps how to apply and how to achieve your goals. Just work through this, apply in 6 steps, and then this is very, very important. please always address the university of your choice and ask if they have any additional requirements or even less requirements, or what about the language, what about the the dates for applying. All universities are relatively autonomous and might have slightly different conditions for studying. Okay, scholarships, there are quite a few, and I think Iris will say a lot about that because she studied with a scholarship. But like all over the world, you have to apply for that, and it's kind of not always easy to get them. But there is the DID, this is the university I represent, but there are a couple of others which do have full scholarship or partial scholarship. So this is, if you really want to do scholarships, then this might be, this webpage funding guide might be a good idea. Okay, so, but if you want to study, if you want to stay in Hong Kong and Macau, like in this area, but still are interested in this German language, German culture, German business, there are 2 universities who offer a study program which focuses on German. It's European Studies in the University of Hong Kong and European Studies in Hong Kong Baptist University. So this might be an idea as a compromise. Now I will hand over to Manuel, who will fill the gap with the practical visa things. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Katrin. Now that Katrin has told you how to apply to German university and you know how to go about that, there might be some of you that are a bit worried about the next step, because once you get the letter of acceptance from your university, you have to remember, oh, I need a visa to go to Germany to study. How do I go about doing that? For people in Macau, the German consulate here in Hong Kong is competent to emit visas. So you should come visit us in Hong Kong at the consulate. We're looking forward to seeing you. And to prepare everything that you need for your visa application, you should go to our website, which is your best friend. It's hongkong.diplo.de. And on this website, you can find all the necessary information, lots of checklists and information, as this is quite individual, and it depends on what kind of study program you do, whether you do an internship or a full study program or a language course. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but as I said, you can find a lot of information on our website already. One thing I wanted to talk about a bit is the required documents which are necessary for any kind of visa for study purposes. First of all, you need financial proof of a minimum of 861 euros per month. That's 10,332 euros per year. Please check our website because these amounts are adapted quite regularly to the different inflation, for example, and the cost of living in Germany. And you can show this financial proof by either showing your scholarship that you have obtained that covers this amount, or you open a blocked account with a German bank. You can find banks that do this online, and they will block this money on an account. And while you're in Germany, each month, they will pay out these 861 euros to you, and you can use it to finance your stay in Germany. Then you need proof of German and or English language skills, depending on your study program. And Eva will talk more about test stuff. You need entitlement to university admission. That's the letter of acceptance that you will receive. You need travel insurance, and these are the most common requirements. However, as I said, please check the full list of necessary documents and proofs that you need on our website. Then a few FAQs we get a lot. One of them is, can I work while studying as a foreign student? And the answer is yes, foreign students are allowed to work 120 half days or 120 full days or 240 half days, and even more if they have a job as a student or graduate assistant at the campus of the university. Then, can I work in Germany after graduation? And the answer here is yes, you have 18 months after graduation to get settled, to find an apartment, and also to find a suitable job in Germany. And after that, you can stay based on your work visa or your work residency permit. Also, can I do a second bachelor program in Germany? Here, the rule is that foreign students can do one bachelor and one master at a German university. So if you already have a bachelor from a Macanese university or a Hong Kong university or from wherever, you can still do another bachelor at a German university as well. So rule: one bachelor, one master at a German university. And please follow us on Facebook and Instagram, because we regularly have posts about universities in Germany, studying in Germany, and lots of interesting posts about German culture, German traditions, anything that you might be interested in. If you're interested in Germany, Facebook and Instagram, follow us. And now up next is my dear colleague Iris. So we're going to switch, and she's going to talk about her impressions of Germany.
Hello everyone, thank you Manuel for the introduction. Hello 大家好，我係 Iris. So first of all, I'm not sure how many of you have visited Germany or like did a travel in Germany. So but here I would like to explain some of my first impressions of Germany. So first of all, I think Germany is a very environmentally friendly country, and because also my colleague also mentioned about they care about the environment. So at that time, I saw many people would bring their lunch box or like watering bottle to a restaurant. Then they try to avoid using plastic, and then they would say, no, I don't want to have like plastic utensils, so chopsticks or forks or knife, something like that. And also they would do they do a very good job in recycling, so in waste recycling. So they would do it at home, and also they would do it in the campus and the school campus and in the office. So secondly, I think Germany is a big world of bread. So if you like eating bread, Germany would be a very good choice for you. And so basically, as far from my experience, the German they really like eating bread. Like for example, they will have it for breakfast and then also like for dinner. So, but in our culture, maybe we would like to eat something warm in the morning, or also something warm for dinner. And the third things I realized is Germany has a lot of beautiful nature. It's a very spacious place. So in Hong Kong or maybe in Macau, like we don't see a lot of nature, also big parks like in our surroundings. And so, but Germany, if you walk in the street, you will not bump into a lot of people like we do in Macau and in Hong Kong. So the streets are relatively empty comparatively. So you can have a nice walk in parks and everywhere. So I would say. So let's talk about my studies in Germany. So at that time, I have completed my master's study in international relations and development policy at the University of Duisburg-Essen. So actually, at that time there was a 2-year program. So the language would be halfly in German and half in English. So and for this course, and German skills is a requirement, and also English proof I also need to submit. But as my colleagues also they have mentioned, there are lots of English programs. So in Germany, then you will find for sure you will find choices like that match your preference and also could match your interests. And I also would like to mention that at that time I got a lot of support from the international office from the campus. So here I would like to say is that you go abroad, you go to study in Germany, then you need to know that you are not alone. You will receive a lot of support from the international office, and they speak English, and your classmates they do. So so if you have any questions, please just go to the international office, and then they will give you some guidelines and how to help you how to integrate like into the countries or help you to get around in the first period of time. And so scholarship support, as also would like to mention, as also my colleague Catherine mentioned about scholarship in Germany. Yes, for foreigners and also for foreign students from Macau and Hong Kong, you can apply for scholarship. There are plenty of choices. For example, some scholarships from the political organizations and some from DAD, for example. And you will not only receive financial support, but also you have the opportunity to get to know some other scholars. For example, at the time, I got scholarship from the Konrad Adenauer Stiftung, so which is a political organization. And that time, I also got some opportunities to join some seminars around the city, around the countries. So I would get to know some students from they were from the other like subjects or majors. So it's a good opportunity to exchange and also to get some advice from your mentor. So maybe you're also interested to know about more my student life in Germany in terms of where I lived before. So at the time, I was living in the student dormitory, and I share with 3 girls from different countries. And I would like to mention the monthly rent, like for a student dormitory in Germany, is quite affordable. At the time, I pay for 400 euros, so monthly. That is also including that includes all electricity bill and water bill and so on. And also, if you ask me, like, then how much do I need for monthly course in Germany, including student dormitory? I would say like 850 euro would be enough. So also that would cover your public transportation, as also my colleagues mentioned about. And at that time, living in the student dormitory was a very great experience because we also we organized several activities, for example, BBQ, international food party, with other students in the dormitory. We organized some sport competitions, picnic, movie night. You can see so the pictures that I have shown here. That is quite amazing experience at the time. So off campus. So our student life is not only about a life in campus, but if we would like, we can also treasure, or we can find any opportunities to travel to other cities, to other countries, because Germany is located in the center of Europe. So you can easily travel around to Italy, Poland, or so to other countries. And it is also an opportunity if you would like to do some part-time job to finance your stay. So apart from the scholarship, you can also do some part-time job. So for some of my classmates, they do a part-time in some restaurants or in some other shops. And if you would like to do some meaningful or volunteer work, you can also do it, because there are also plenty of choices for volunteer work in local communities. Or for example, I did some volunteer work in the animal center at that time during my study. So my gains, Manuel talk about in Germany, you receive an international recognized and good education, so that I will not to go further. And language skills, I guess, is very useful, because at the time I got equipped with German skills, and then I had the opportunities to communicate in German with my classmates and also with other students. And that is an opportunity to help you to equip a very useful language, so German. And so apart from that, you also had the chance to get to know a lot of friends and also network. So network, what I mean is you also have the network to the professors, and then maybe they will give you some advice in your future path. Or if you would like to have some job opportunities, they always can refer. And I also have some classmates that are working for the United Nations, and also for the Red Cross, some NGOs or other parts in the world. And the last thing is I would like to mention is, if you're living abroad in Germany, especially in Germany, you will get equipped with the independent living skills, because that is quite different with our culture. So if you study in Germany, the professor will not tell you step by step what you need to do. So you need to organize your way and organize your study, and then you can graduate. So you will also come across a lot of different or weird situations that you also need to tackle on your own. So I recommend, if you would like to stay in Germany, that Germany would be a very great destination for you. So now, if you have more questions in mind, or if you need more information, you can always visit the website of our partner, Goethe Institute Hong Kong. So you can scan the code here, because in this website, you will find a lot of information. For example, reason for studying in Germany, the German higher education system, and also requirement for studying in Germany. If you also still have more questions, please feel free to write us an email. Here you can see our email address. We are happy to answer. So now let me pass the platform to our colleague, Eva. Then she will talk about German language. Thank you.
Hi, thank you, Iris. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I'll keep it short because maybe for some of you it might be quite a bit of work. Others might know already a little bit of German. We always welcome you at the Goethe Institute here in Hong Kong to come by. First of all, let me introduce you a few words just so you get an idea in German that you might come across when you study in Germany. For example, we have der Studierendenausweis. Then we have der Hörsaal, also very important. We have Kommilitoninnen und Kommilitonen. Die Mensa, also very important. And die Unibibliothek. Don't worry, we're not going to look at all of those, just to give you a bit of an idea to see whether you might already know a few of those words or you might find some of them. Steffi will help you guide us through some of those words. She's also a student, as you can see. Hallo, mein Name ist Stefanie, ich bin Studentin. Steffi is short for Stephanie. We like our abbreviations. And we go to the first word, der Hörsaal. What could that mean? If you're a little bit familiar with German, you might know the word hören, which is on the next slide. Yes, and hören means to listen. So what could it mean, actually? Why do you go to university to listen to something? Of course, it's a lecture hall, the auditorium. So many of the German words actually are just like Lego, stuck together. So if you know a few words and then you just go through them and you're like, oh, I know some of them, what could that actually mean? Same as the next one. Die Sprechzeiten. Now let's have a look. What could it mean? Sprechen. Do we have an idea? Yeah, sprechen means to talk. Und Zeiten means time. So time to talk, that's usually the times you will get from your professors when you can actually go to his or her office and ask some questions during consultation hours. There we go. And also something that Iris mentioned earlier, das Semesterticket. How about public transport? That's just something that's quite interesting. Semester, ticket. Well, that's also something you can put together quite easily, I would say, even not knowing any German word, but it's quite interesting for you because that's very important. Reduced ticket for public transportation for students. You obviously don't pay the full price, and often enough, your university provides you with this ticket, so that means you actually pay nothing at all once you paid your student fee, the fee for actually entering university. That's all included. That's quite nice. All right, so let's have a look. Yes, of course, you can always say, do I need to speak German or do I not have to speak German when you come to Germany to actually go and study, especially when it's all your studies are in English? But I'd say, yes, maybe a few words might be quite helpful. You might go to a bakery and then find you're hard pressed to actually order what you like, many of those brezel that Manuel were talking about. So a few words might come in handy. And don't worry, Übung macht den Meister, as we say in German, which basically means, literally translated, practice makes the master, which means practice makes perfect. And once you're in Germany, you'll get a lot of practice. Don't worry about it. So we just looked at few of those words. There are many more, and you're always welcome to learn some words and just in general the German language with us here in Hong Kong or online. Of course, we offer courses online as well. I'm just going to briefly introduce to you our course formats. So we have courses for you. It would be important to have a look at the adult courses. So our adult courses start at 16 plus, but we also and we have those either in the classroom or online. So if you're in Macau, you might be interested in our online courses, which are also quite fast speed. So if you want to brush up on some of your already existing skills, or whether you want to start from scratch, no problem. We have the right format for you. You can always send us an email and tell us what you're exactly looking for or schedule a call with us. You can sit many exams with us. We'll come to that in a second. We also have classes for teens. Should anybody be listening in who has kids or who him or herself is still a bit younger than 16 years old, we have classes for teens as well as for children. So we have classes for little human beings as little as 5 years old. We'll find something for everyone. And very important as well, we have intensive courses in July and in August. They're always 3 weeks long. Some of them are 5 times a week. Some of them are 3 times a week. So should you be interested, you're always welcome to come by. Yes, let's have a look at our other our other offers that come with once you sign up as a student with the Goethe Institute. We have an extensive library with also exam training materials, books, etc., even movies, old school CDs. We have them all, and modern magazines. We have an online learning community that you can join and also get to meet other students from all over the world. And we regularly have events, competitions, and we hand out scholarships to good students. That's what we do as well. So you might even travel to Germany with us. Now, one thing that is important to you when you decide, yes, you want to go to Germany and study there. So as Katrin already said, there are quite a few subjects that you can study in English. But should you decide to actually go to Germany wanting to study one of your preferred subject in German, most of the universities, so what you're looking at right now is the language proficiency levels that we have in Europe. It's a European framework of reference for languages. We all have the same. So you start with the green one. That's the basic level, is the A level, A1, A2. Then you get a bit more independent. That's B1, B2. And then you're very proficient, you're C1 and C2. Now, what are the universities looking at when you want to enter those? So usually the Goethe-Zertifikat B2, so we have exams on all the different levels, so A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. The B2 exam with us is in many universities accepted as an entry requirement. The C2 is definitely for universities an entry requirement, but the most common with which you can always enter a university in Germany is the TestDAF. And that one is, if you look at those language levels, between independent and proficient. And you can sit the TestDAF with us here in the Goethe Institute. We'll have a short look at that. Should you always need more information, please feel free to contact us. So yes, here it says, mit dem Tester fängt Ihr Studium an. So that's what you're going to need if you want to study in Germany in a German stream, so to speak, a German subject. It has like all of our exams for skills being tested: reading, listening, writing, and speaking. There are different levels, a bit like your levels in the TSE, what you must obtain. And usually, so you have TDN 3, 4, and 5. And usually the German universities require a level of TDN 4 in each part, which would be, as you can see below, indeed a bit closer towards the C1 level than to the B2. So yeah, just so you know, if you're already learning German, where they would expect you to be roundabout before you take this exam. So for us with the Goethe Institute, you can sit the TestDAF exam with us. It's a centralized examination from the TestDAF Institute in Germany, but we're their partner. But they set the exam dates, so we're reliant on them. If you want to study for the TestDAF or prepare for the TestDAF, we invite you to have a look at the exercise test material on the website of the actual TestDAF. But also in our library, we have all kinds of information, booklets, magazines that you can look at, and you're welcome here anytime during our opening hours. Yes. Now we're the only official TestDAF examination center here in Hong Kong. And now these are just the upcoming dates, so you get an idea how frequently do we actually offer the TestDAF. The next opportunity would be the 11th of April, then followed by the 13th of June. So we try to actually offer every 2 to 3 months with a summer break to offer the TestDAF exam to people from Hong Kong and Macau. And again, this is a digital exam, but if you want to, you can train with us to actually write on a German keyboard as well, because that might be quite something new for you, because the paper-based test is not available. We only do the digital version, which might come in handy as well. Yes. Next is just a short look over who just talked to you, except for we don't have Iris there, but you can reach Iris via the email info@hongkong.diplo.de. In the middle, that's me. So if you have any question regarding the German language or where to go from where you are, please drop me a line. I'll help you as best as I can, and my colleagues do too. And Katrin Bode explained to you all the opportunities you have and all the different availabilities there are for you if you decide to study in Germany. Yes. And the next is, I think, our Yes, okay. That's also, of course, we're also on social media. So if you want to keep up to date with our offers, online, offline, etc., you just sign up with us. And the next one is again, I think yes. So you can scan again our really, really substantial website, Study in Germany, with so many FAQs. I would hope that many of your questions will be answered there already. And if not, again, drop us a line. But I think there are some questions already lined up for us.
Thank you so much for your sharing, which is very helpful for our students. I'm very happy to learn a few German words today as well from you. Thank you. Okay, so this is the would like to know more about the studying in Germany. First of all, I would like to know what majors do Hong Kong and Macau students always choose to study in Germany. Can you share the statistics or some information with us?
In general, I would say most students, most well sought after subjects are more like the technical engineering part, because Germany is very, very famous for that. And especially from mainland Chinese, but from Hong Kong and Macau as well, a lot of them go to the big technical universities, Aachen and Darmstadt and the like. But in the last 3 years, of course, have not been representative because of COVID.
Yes.
There is a slight tendency that people go more to this business and history, philosophy, this kind of thing. But in general, I would say the major interest is the science and engineering.
Science and engineering will be the most popular one.
Are the most popular one, and to be honest, in Hong Kong and Macau, there are not enough students to really say that there is, right? I mean, there are not enough students. I hope this will change, but this is, of course, Hong Kong is a financial and Macau is a financial center, so they might not have the same affiliation to, engineering like in Germany.
I see. Okay, the next question is about the enrollment to the university. I would like to know if the students do not have the result of some international public examinations, such as A-level and DSE. As Catherine have mentioned in your sharing, they could provide acceptance letter from the Macau or Hong Kong universities. But I would like to know, when I receive the acceptance letters from those schools, it is already maybe May or June. Is it too late to apply for the school in German? For the university?
In general, not. No, because German students are usually they finish their school with their final examinations in May, June. So
okay.
usually, but like I said, it might be different in different universities. But in general, it's like the 1st of July, the 15th of July, the 1st of August, when to apply.
So it will be okay if they receive the
yes, I think they will be okay, definitely, and things are very much welcoming students, depending what, especially students wanting to do like what I just mentioned, like the engineering, because to study engineering in Germany is really complicated, really hard. So whoever is brave enough to try that is very welcome to us, and so I think there will not be a problem time-wise to get admission to a German university.
Okay. If I study in Germany from the secondary school level, will it give me an advantage in applying to German universities?
In the sense of that, then you have a German Abitur, a German final examen, which of course makes it much smoother and easier. But I think Manuel will say something about there are some hints to that.
Well, first of all, if you want to go to Germany as a secondary school student, you can only do that from grade 9. Anyone before that, alone. If you go with your parents, you can of course go before that, but then your parents need a reason to be in Germany. So you need to be, you can start from grade 9 and go to a German boarding school, because it's also very important that you have a guardian in Germany who takes care of what usually your parents take care of. And that is usually, or in almost all cases, a boarding school. However, there's also a German international school here in Hong Kong, which is a bit closer to Macau. I don't know whether that's an option, where you also have a German stream where you can do the German secondary school system basically in Hong Kong, and you finish with the Abitur, which is our German DSE. So that's another possibility.
I see. Okay, thank you for your sharing. So the last question is about the internships. I would like to know if the internship is also required from a German universities. Do the internship take place in Germany?
This has been changed a lot in the last couple of years. In a lot of universities, you do have to have an internship, especially in the universities of applied sciences, which I just introduced in my sharing, which a lot of them are like engineering, and then they usually have a internship which might even be one entire semester. So it's really long. And then it's done in Germany. A lot of times in one of these small and medium-sized companies which are affiliated with the universities, and even in the big universities, there are programs which you do have to have a internship. As far as the place of the internship, usually they have quite a range of choice where to do the internships. Now, of course, because we have European countries have been much closer. They go to France or Italy or Spain or someplace. But I don't know, Manuel. I think if like a person from Macau studies in Germany and has to do an internship, can he or she go, for example, to Poland to do his or her internship? You know that by,
This depends on how long they do the internship and where they do the internship, but I think they might have to apply for another visa for Poland from Germany, but that should not be a big problem, I don't think, because it's part of a study course and they have these kinds of cases regularly. I also want to mention that if you study in Macau and you would like to go to Germany to do your internship as part of your Macau study program, that is also possible. There's a specific visa for internships for students. So go to our website and check that out. That might also be interesting to some of you.
Yeah, it will be a very good opportunities for students have different ways of their own development, right? Okay, very good. Thank you today for all your sharing. We have gained a lot. Thank you again. I hope to see you again next year. Maybe see you in person next year.
Yes,
That would be lovely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you next time.
Okay,
you.
bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
好，咁多位，我哋今日嘅講解到呢度結束，多謝大家嘅收睇，我哋下次見。